Welcome back to the channel, guys. I'm WolfsbaneGaming and we're back here on Assassin's Creed Syndicate. This is a review for the main game. So if you haven't seen the so far, there will be a link in my top right corner of this video to play. Let's go check it out. With that said, if you find yourself coming back to the channel and you are not yet subscribed, then please do hit the like button, tap the notification bell, and by hitting subscribe, it helps the channel out a lot. Now let's talk about Assassin's Creed Syndicate. This is an Assassin's Creed game set in Victorian London. Came out in 2014. You get to play as two assassins for the first time in the franchise, Jacob and Evie. They are twins, Victorian English. They come to London to liberate the city. You have to go through multiple stages of liberating each borough before you can do the next main memory sequence. There are a total of 9 memory sequences in the game. You level up, similar to Assassin's Creed Unity, you level up 10 times in this one rather than the amount that you did in Unity. There are multiple ways to get passive income, similar to what you're seeing in the background now. It's also the first Assassin's Creed not just to do the dual protagonists, and you can switch between them as you like, but also introduce an item called Grapple Hook. It is true that a lot of people don't like Assassin's Creed Syndicate because of the dual assassins, but that's not the case. They don't like one of the assassins, Jacob. And I agree, Jacob Fry is the weak link in the game. The open world, it's not as lively as I would like not as lively as Unity. They really dumbed down the liberty of the civilians. But it is a good Assassin's Creed for what it is, especially considering it's Victorian London, which also means it's set in England after the ban on firearms and any kind of weapon in public. So it shows us how the assassins managed to find a way around the ban on weapons and firearms, similar as we can see with the assassins and even the enemies using cane swords, the kaikui and brass knuckles, because they were very easily disguised as other items or even well hidden from the actual person. And then the guns, well, if they were small enough, they could definitely go unnoticed on a lot of people. But other times it's just, they'll be hidden in hidden compartments in, let's say, your clothing, for instance. So I like that. There are fight clubs for passive income as well, and they are also really fun to do. Your hideout is the train, which moves around the city as it likes, so you can find it anywhere on the map at any time. Once you have completed all 9 memory sequences, you are given new memory by a certain person of authority in London. I'm not going to spoil who, but once you have completed the main game, do not expect your travels end there. But apart from playing as Jacob and Evie Fry, you do also get a third protagonist. This is a hidden optional protagonist, and it's only for a short period of the optional gameplay, which I will show you in a moment. But each assassin doesn't really have their own playstyle, but they do have their own mission. For instance, there are some main missions only Jacob can do, and some that only Evie do. Evie is focused on more stealth, while Jacob is more guns blazing and ask questions later kind of assassin, which has gotten him into a lot of trouble before the game actually starts. So there is already tension between the twins. But yeah, so Jacob prefers brass knuckles and the kaikri, and then Evie prefers the cane sword. Right, now the optional area right here. It's a World War One war simulation. You play as Jacob Fry's granddaughter, Lydia Fry. Set during World War One, and in this segment, you do not unlock it till memory sequence 7.5. But in this memory segment, there are more collectibles to be found. Another passive income, which is a Zeppelin raid, kind of fun. And you have to liberate the entirety of the Tower of London area. So Tower of London is there, London Bridge is there, and then the Borough is there. You have to liberate all of this to then be able to actually complete the World War One storyline. Keep in mind this is all optional. You do not have to do this. It also ties into the Juno versus the Cypher comic series, or book series, I guess you would call it, which unfortunately they went that route with that story and didn't make it into an entire game. Like, that would have been amazing, in my opinion. Like, imagine a game where you are a Cypher going through the memories of different assassins in wartime, like World War One, World War Two, Vietnam, and stuff like that, and you have to actually defeat Juno before she can escape the digital world into the reality. That would have been a cool storyline. But that is basically that. In the main game, you do have to take out Templar agents to get to the Grandmaster and then liberate London from the clutches of the Templars. Makes sense. So that's basically all I can say about Assassin's Creed Syndicate without spoiling the story too much. My overall thoughts on the game, let's see. Time setting, amazing. So I love Victorian London. The fact that it's set in Victorian London and it's Assassin's Creed is the most modern the game has ever gone. And I think that's actually a good thing, to be fair. But I don't want to see a full Assassin's Creed in any more modern than Victorian London / World War One. Like, for a full game, that is. If it was like for a couple missions, then sure, throw us into World War Two or Vietnam, or maybe even 2024 or 5, for that matter. So we can see how the assassins have evolved. That I'll be fine with that. But either way, back to so time setting, good. The characters, I like 2 of them, but Jacob, no, I do not like Jacob. Sorry. But Evie Fry as a main character, if the game just focused on her as a solo protagonist without being able to play as Jacob, but him still being in the game as a fellow assassin, but you can't actually play as him and you get missions off him, like you talk to him and he gives you assassin mission, then that would have been such a better way to go around this. That would have made Syndicate, in my opinion, 4 times better, because it was Jacob's incompetence that kinda made the walkthrough a little bit more slow. I did not like the Jacobs. Some of his assassination missions were fun. Not going to name them because that would be spoiling it, but some of them were kind of fun, some of them were bland, and some of them was just him being incompetent. But if Evie was the only protagonist in the game would be so much better. it is still one of my favorite Assassin's Creed games just because of the time period. The parkour system was well, it was more downgraded from Unity's parkour. It's same system but dulled down, and most of the time it's redundant because of the grapple hook. So there is that. This is grapple hook in action for you guys. The weapons, like I said, there are three main. Well, there are only three melee weapons. There are the Kukri daggers, the cane sword, and the brass knuckles. You can get different ones as you level up and crafting them. You have the firearm, which is a pistol. You have throwing knives, hallucination darts, smoke bombs, and photic bombs, which basically electrocute your enemies. And then you've got your whistle. Those are basically all your tools at hand. Eagle Vision is better than it was in Unity, I will say that. But I can't really say too much more. I'm going to give this game an 8 out of 10. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed this review. If you did, hit the like button and turn my notification bell. Join Wolfgang by hitting and subscribe. And I will see you in the next one. Until then, WolfsbaneGaming, signing off.